TV junkie, as it has already been said, and I never watch TV live except for on Thursdays when I watch The Vampire Diaries. I mean, I don't like commercials, you know, I just don't like it. So when I heard about this American Horror Story TV show, first off, I didn't know like a thing about it, which really is just weird. And I mean, I pretty much live on the Internet Movie Database. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. And I was on there, I think it was like last Wednesday, the day it premiered, it had like the huge advertisement. And I was just like, what the crap is this? Like, what is this thing coming out of the ceiling onto this girl who was like, yeah. I texted my aunt because, you know, we kind of watch like the same type of shows. So I texted her and asked her, you know, like, have you watched this show? Have you heard about it? And I think this was like Sunday or something. And she told me that she had, you know, DVR'd it, but she hadn't watched it. And I'm like, alright, well, I'm trying to decide if I want to watch it or not. And she was like, well, just give it a try. It's the pilot, you know, it's usually like the best one. I said, you know, what the heck, what have I got to lose? I mean, I walked into this with an open mind because I'd much rather watch a horror movie than chick flick any day of the week. I'm that kind of girl, like, you know, the bloodier the better. I know I'm a crazy person, I'm sorry. I don't really know what to think. It was really weird, and especially weirded me out even more that it was like public television, that I saw like a naked butt, you know, multiple times in multiple shots. There was some very compromising scenes that I was just like, whoa. Like, I know we don't live in like 1964 or whatever, but like, whoa. Dude, I was so taken aback, like, wow. And I mean, it was good. Just some like spoiler alerts. If you haven't already seen this show, you might just want to turn around. But, you know, if you want to know more about it, then you can just keep on watching. The show is pretty much about this family that leaves the East Coast and moves to LA on the West Coast. And they moved because the husband was, you know, found in bed with his like 21-year-old student, having an affair pretty much he was found by his wife. And so they moved across the country in order to just kind of like start over, I guess. And I think it had been like maybe like a year, you know, that they had moved or something. I'm not 100% sure. Or that the whole thing had happened. But he ended up like we all ended up finding out that he kind of, you know, felt unwanted and stuff like that because, you know, they had gotten her, like, she'd gotten pregnant and she had a miscarriage, and she was dealing with all of that internal conflict of herself. Like, when it happens to women, they just feel like they're useless pretty much, you know. They just feel like, you know, it's just really saddening, you know, that kind of a feeling. Like, I hope I never have to deal with that, but I understand how, you know, it is to be in a family unit where that situation does happen. But he just felt very upset because, you know, she was too busy. Pretty much she was only caring about herself and didn't really care about how he felt when he himself too lost, you know, a baby. So, you know, that's pretty much, you know, what the whole story is. And the house apparently has like all kinds of deaths and murders and evils attached to it. Like, in the very beginning, there's a little girl with Down syndrome standing outside of this house, and there's these two smart aleck, I want to punch them in the face, redheaded little twins that are like, yeah, we're going to this house and we got bats, so we're gonna be okay. And I was just like, really? I mean, does it got like some holy water sprinkled on it, or Sam and Dean Winchester gonna pop out of the bushes to save your butts? Because that's pretty much all that's gonna help you right now. And so they go in the house, and like, holy crap, this freaky little mole rat looking like midget thing comes like flying out. I was like sitting in my room, I'm like, alright, this light's coming on right now, because no ma'am. That's why I'm so glad to live in a one-story house that doesn't have a basement. Yay. Cut forward to, you know, present day. They have this daughter, And I think she's absolutely adorable, and I just want to pinch her little cigarette smoking cheeks. I wish she wouldn't cut herself because that's really sad. And, yeah, so she's like this, kick butt kind of a girl. And, she goes to school and she meets these girls and they just kind of like hate her already, which is ridiculous. I hate people that are like that. And so they're like, alright, we're going to make your life a living hell. So they do a pretty good job of it, so far at the beginning. And the dad is like a psychiatrist, and he has this like psycho crazy teenage patient. And I can't decide if he's like alive or dead. I'm pretty sure that he's dead, and he's somehow like attached to like the creepy mole rat baby thing that was living in the basement. I don't know, but I'm seriously like still creeped out by that. Because there was like this whole scene where the girl like invited the posse leader over, and like he was like, we're gonna like scare her and we're gonna make her leave you alone or whatever. And she was like, okay, because I'm so in love with you. And so like she comes over and she goes in the basement and like he tells her to turn off the lights, and she's like, okay. And then it just like goes crazy. I'm like, holy crap, what's gonna, oh my gosh, what the, like, some crazy stuff. Then we got Cuckoo Banana's maid lady showing up, who's like, yeah, I'm like the maid, blah blah blah. Alright, good for you. So she comes in the house and she's like talking to the wife, and she's like this old lady. I think she has like she's either blind in one eye or she has like a really bad cataract or something in her eye. So, she's talking to the wife and she looks like this old lady. And then the husband comes in and she's automatically like a 25-year-old, like, pretty much just like a 25-year-old slutty maid. Like, she looks like she came straight out of the costume store. And she's all like seductive and like whatever. And so then she ends up trying to like seduce the husband, and the daughter sees him, and obviously she sees like this old lady. So I'm just thinking, oh, that's so creepy. And she gets upset because she thinks that he's cheating on his mom again, cheating on her mom again, when he really was just trying to tell her to get away. Yeah. Oh, and then we have the guy who's burnt on half of his body. He tells the story about how, when they first moved, when him and his family first moved to the house, like, he started hearing all these voices that were, like, telling him to, like, kill his family, and then he ended up killing his family, and somehow he, like, survived, and he was, like, begging him and him to get his family out of the house, and it was just, like, listen to him. And then we have like the super creepy neighbor who has the daughter from the girl from the beginning with the Down syndrome as her daughter, and we find out that somehow she's connected to the maid because she's like, you're just a whore and I will kill you again if I have to. And you're like, oh, again, dun dun dun. Oh, it ended. Jeez, I just can't even talk about this scene. So the husband's like off like sleepwalking or whatever, and this, like, they had discovered this like outfit in the attic like earlier that week or whatever. It was kind of like this leather, like, I don't even know what that thing's, some sort of like outfit for whatever. And so they throw it away, and some sort of ghost demon whatever walks into the room like wearing it, and she like thinks it's the husband. She's all like, okay, well, let's go at it. So, they're doing whatever while the husband's, like, sleepwalking. And I'm just like, at the very end of the episode, she, like, comes in, and he's like, so, what do you want for dinner? And she's like, oh, I think I want some Indian food. And he's like, you only want Indian food when you're pregnant. And she's like, we don't know if she's either carrying, like, the Antichrist or, like, a human baby. We'll see what happens next week. And I'll definitely be watching it next week, so yeah, I think I would recommend it. Thanks for sitting through my incredibly long and intense and overdramatic review of this show.